Congressman David Schweikert has introduced a bill that would block President Obama's immigration policy. Question is, can it work? Congressman Schweikert joins me now. And Congressman, it's your first term. It's interesting because you've got an MBA. You were the county treasurer of Maricopa County, so you're a financial guy. Does this, however, the politics of Washington, will it hurt or help Republicans by going against the president's changing of the rules?
You know, it's a brilliant question, and I'm not sure I can tell you. Though what has been fascinating is the phone calls and emails to the office. I get folks that say, look, we support this, but we're conceptually, but we can't stand the way the president did it. So you get some folks that say, well, we want some sort of dream act, but we want it to follow the Constitution. So the public is being smart enough to sort of understand this really is an election year stunt by this president. Will the president be able to sell it, or will the public start to understand this is really sidestepping the Constitution?
Well, I commend you for standing up, because I think Congress, as I was just talking to Senator DeMint, I think Congress is quickly getting emasculated by the executive branch, and so I'm glad you are. But if I was a 25-year-old illegal and I had been brought here by my parents, and I don't think I would come out of the shadows, because this is only a 2-year deal. Yeah. Another administration can reverse it, so why would I expose myself when this is kind of a little temporary cap of some kind?
Tom, you're brilliant. You hit the point. This is theater. This is absolutely political theater. If you actually lay out what the president's order to Department of Homeland Security is, which is just, hey, don't enforce this portion of the law for a couple years with these mechanics, even the activist community, even the open borders community should be outraged because of the law of unintended consequences here. For 2 years, if you're 30 years old, you're not eligible, but if you're 29 and 11 months, you are eligible. If you dropped out of high school, you're not eligible, but if you went to trade school, you're still not eligible. The cascade of unintended consequences here is disastrous, and if this president really, forgive my language, gave a damn about this issue, he would have walked across the mall, visited someone like Marco Rubio, and said, let's actually follow the Constitution and work out a real legislative constitutional solution.
What's your bill going to say? What's it going to do, and are you going to get it passed?
Look, I've been actually stunned at the overwhelming support that's coming in for our piece of legislation, and conceptually it's very simple. It basically says you can't spend money, Homeland Security, to avoid following the law. And we tried to write something that was even more than just this issue, but would actually move around a series of subjects in this area, because this White House has a history now. This is a pattern, whether it be the executive order that you saw this last week, or this game from a week ago of avoiding following the law on immigration. This White House keeps trying to go around Congress. We're trying to lock down Department of Homeland Security to follow the law. All
right. Well, it's going to be interesting to watch the battle. And again, I commend you, because Congress does need to. This has been going on for a while. The executive branch trying to run roughshod over the legislative branch. So,
well, Tom, I've heard you actually speak about this on other days, about the sort of imperial presidency. And if you're going to have a balance of power, as the Constitution saw and our founding fathers, wished for, we in Congress need to stand up and go to battle.
We wish you well. Congressman David Schweikert, thank you for joining us.